So I thought I'd show you guys how I get rid of these awful seam lines. I brush over them quite roughly and then go over the shaver multiple times. This is not my final shave, but it definitely helps with, making the head all nice and pretty. Once it's glued, I'll shave it one more time, do some touch-ups. But yeah, it's looking a lot better than it did before, and I'm quite happy with it, I would say.
What you made up? Finna fuck around and list your ass on eBay, X triple I, pretty bitches never die. X triple I, pretty bitches never die. X triple I, pretty bitches never die. X triple I, pretty bitches never die.
Tell me what you need for pretty bitches like me. I be cooking in a cup, bitches feel like.
Hello everyone, I had a couple comments asking how to realign a wonky jaw, so I'm just going to show you that now. That was me unpicking the stitches, and now I'm showing you if you pull on certain sides, it slightly realigns, and you can see there I'm adding a stitch and it moves the jaw into a more suitable place. I had them on both sides, and you can see there. I decided to add another one just to really try and make it look not wonky, and I think I did a good job.
The
In this video, I'm making the second row of teeth for this fursuit that I'm working on. I have gotten a few questions about how I pattern the teeth and if I use a pre-existing pattern. For the sort of teeth that I make, you can't really use a pre-existing pattern, especially if you are like me and you make every base from scratch. As you saw very briefly at the beginning of this video, I pin paper into the mouth of the fursuit head and draw on my teeth shapes. It is fiddly to do, especially if you have complex mouth shapes. For example, the ends of my mouth on the bottom curve upwards, and I need to incorporate that into my pattern to make sure the tooth actually fits. If I make a pattern for these teeth, it would just have to be for practice, and I'd have to write all over the thing that would just be for practice, because not all fursuit mouths are built the same, and what will fit in a fursuit that I make probably won't fit in a fursuit that you make.
Hi, I'm a professional prop maker and this is my first time trying to make a fursuit head, so let's take a look at all the features. First of all, we've got these adorable weighted ears that flop around, and then we've got 2 magnetic tongues, one short one, and then one longer one that's also weighted so it moves around when you move your head, and you can move it from side to side as it pivots on the magnet. Moving on to the inside, the entire thing is lined with 3D spacer mesh fabric, which means it's padded and a little bit squishy because it's a hard 3D printed base, but it's also really quick to dry. The neck is lined with soft stretch mesh fabric, and the eyes and mouth are lined with thin EVA foam so that they're nice and comfortable. There's also this strap in the back, which is Velcro, so it's adjustable, and it's got this loop on it, which means that when you are wearing your suit, you can kind of reach up behind you under the neck and pull it down should it come up or need readjusting throughout the day. The padding is also removable so you can easily wash it, and it's made of the same quick dry mesh fabric so it won't get super sweaty while you're wearing it, and also when you wash it it'll be very, very quick drying. The eyes are sublimation dyed, so they are scratch and alcohol resistant, which means you don't need to be worried about them when you're cleaning your fursuit head. So there we go, those are the features of my first ever fursuit head. It'll be on sale as soon as I finish the paws, but yeah, what do you think? What features would you like to see on the next one?
Ever wondered how I make wefted hair for fursuits? Here's how I do it. The method that I use involves latch hooking fake hair onto Airtex mesh. The first thing I do is take a tiny bit of fake hair. Using too much hair will make things more difficult. I then loop my hair around the latch hooking tool at the bottom of the hook near the grip. I push the hook with the latch open through one of the mesh holes. I pull the hook back and loop the hair around the hook. I close the latch and pull the hair through like so to make a knot. It took me a few tries to actually get the hang of doing this, it's kind of hard to explain. I keep repeating this until I have the amount of hair that I want. Even if you use really small amounts of hair, the layers will make everything look more dense. The last thing I do is seal it up. I use permanent fabric glue for this. I use a mixture of fabric fusion and water and just brush it on. This is how it looks when I'm making wefted hair for a fursuit project. Here I'm working on making 2 of the 8 wefted panels that this fursuit head needs. The original video was around an hour long. The latch hooking technique was something I learned from Casplay on YouTube. Even though I've altered the method slightly, I always recommend their latch hooking video. Something I love about wefting is that there are so many creative things that you can do with it. You can mix colours, make gradients, you can add tinsel, and you can add streaks of colour. You also have a lot of control over how the hair looks, for example its length and its density. You can also get special types of Kanekalon like glow in the dark or colour changing. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned something new today.